How you all doing? I hope you're good. Okay, in this video, I'm going to do a top-down analysis for you heading over the week, the new week that we're going to approach. All right, that's not all. I'm also going to teach you how you can do that yourself and also how you can find your weekly buyers and your daily buyers. All right, because these two things are so important in trading. All right, so please hit the like button, subscribe and share. Subscribe if you've not subscribed to this channel before, because man, you're missing out on a lot. Okay, so let's dive into this. So reason why I have this on my chart, if you've been following my analysis, you remember there's one of these weeks whereby I pointed out this level. All right, because this order block hasn't been tested yet after we broke above this. This is like more of a confusing part for some traders. All right, this order block wasn't tested after price closed above it. All right, when this candle came down, it didn't close above it yet, but yeah, we can use that. This came down, it didn't come to it, but now we have untested order block on the weekly. And what happened here? Price came to it and reacted. So at this point, you're supposed to stop selling until you see a weekly candle pointing to the downside. All right, let me show you what I mean. Until you see a weekly candle closing, this is me teaching you. All right, after that we can push to what you expect next on Nasdaq. Okay, so since we already have this bullish momentum candle, right, you want to see a bearish candle closing below that last candle. You can go do back test of this, what I'm saying now. You can go back test it to see things for yourself. All right, so you want to see something like this, right? Then what is this telling you? This is telling you that, okay, we're about to go down, because now the order flow, it's actually still bearish. Even though with this candle, with this, with that, the overall order flow is still bearish. Okay, don't get it wrong. There's two different things that you need to know, all right? Even if we're overall bearish, that doesn't mean you can buy a long-term buy. You can still buy a long-term buy because you're dealing with a very high time frame. You're dealing with a very high time frame. I'm saying this if you're the one looking at just weekly for your weekly analysis, for your weekly direction. You need to obey what the last previous candle did. You need to obey that. All right? What the previous candle did is very important. So with that, now, with what I just explained now, you can understand what I'm about to show you on the chart. All right? So, when we had this bullish candle and we closed bearish, okay? So I looked at the charts. I could see that we're having that bullish momentum. But do I have any other block, fair value gap, that I want to buy from? No, I didn't have. But I have a previous weekly low that if price sweep it, we could catch a buy, a nice buy there, all right? Which is what I traded this week that just passed, all right? I even shared it with my mentorship group, shared it with the public group also, all right? Shared it there, called out the level where I wanted price to go to, and we got there. It was simple. It was just with what I explained to you. You've seen this bullish candle. You can see that we didn't take out the high. You can see this candle was just hanging here. It was just hanging. It was just hanging. Then, what do we expect next? We expect the low to be taken. When the low taken, then we can look for our buy. So went on 4 hour, and this is what we got on 4 hour. I adjusted this to this level here, and we got this on the 4 hour, and I was targeting this high, and 50% of it. See, if you can do this every week, then things will be a lot easier for you. It will be a lot easier because you are trying to catch that weekly expansion. It's not a magic. There's nothing difficult inside. You see those that do it, it's nothing difficult. You must not catch all the move at once, but you having that direction during the week when the setup appears, it makes trading so easy for you because you know what you're waiting for, you know what you're looking for, you know the direction where you're trading to. All right. So let's see what Nas is about to do next. So with you looking at this now, with what I just explained, you can easily tell where Nas is going to next. So looking at this here, what can you see? This is an order block, 101. Like, this is an order block. There's nothing anybody wants to tell me. This is an order block, all right? So now, we already have a point of interest getting into the week. So stop looking for sell if you're still looking for sell. Maybe there will be a sell pullback, or maybe there won't be. But we're not just going to dive into that sell because we think that there's going to be a pullback or whatnot. All right. So here now we have this order block. We can also mark out the body of this candle like this. We can also mark out the body of the candle. You can see the two of them almost match, because if this candle was just one candle, right, it closed above there, so it's also an order block. Then we can be looking at these targets here. We can be looking at this target. Remember, order flow is still bearish. All right, order flow is, you need to write these things down so you don't get confused. Order flow is still bearish on the weekly. It's still bearish, but the candles are bullish. The current candles. I do tell traders this: you trade what you see at the moment, not what you think. What you see at the moment, you trade that. Then if you get another setup, you can trade it. But if you have a plan, a longer term plan, then yeah, you can wait for your plan to mature and you trade your plan. Okay? So now we have this level here. So what do you think? You think Nas is still going to crash once next week come? I'm helping you to get that out of your head. All right? Yeah, we've been selling all this while. But look at these candles. Look at these two bullish candles. Look at them. Use them to compare what is going on around here. Use them to compare to what is going, at least, I'm not even going to talk about here. Use them to compare what is going on around here. This buys has been the biggest move that Nas has made in a recent time. They've been the biggest move in a week. So why are people still thinking of the sell like that? The sell can still come because, as I said, we are still bearish until we start disrespecting those fair value gaps and order blocks. This is the last order block that price created. I'm looking for it to get disrespected. I'm looking for it to get disrespected. When we disrespect that and disrespect this, right? And also, not only this, I still want to see how the monthly candle will close. When it closes, so my analysis that I'm going to do next time, you don't have to miss out on that one. You don't have to miss out on that one. All right? So when it closes, then we will see how it closed. If it closed with a lot of weakness, because it's already showing a lot of weakness now, right? It's already showing a lot of weakness now. We're going to get into it. Okay, let me just go to it and show you what do you see here. Imagine this candle closed like this. Bro, we're going up. Or at least we're still going to push up further. All right? So let's just wait for it to close. When it closes, then we can align it with the other higher time frames to see what is likely going to happen next. All right? So now we have this. We have these targets set up here. We have this target up here. And this, we have at least like two targets. One, this is one. And we have this one here. So we have two targets that we'll be looking at coming into next week. This is where my eyes will be. I'm not looking at anything down here because we've taken out the liquidity here. We took out the liquidity and we closed above. So that's a strong indication that we're going higher. All right. So we'll have these two targets here. So how are we going to trade this? Let's get to 4 hour. Remember the time frame alignment, right? Remember the time frame alignment. So I'm just going to take off this lines here. I'm going to take off these lines. So now we have a huge order block sitting here. So I'm just trying to adjust it. I'm not trying to change the size, but just adjust it a little bit. That doesn't mean once price come back here, I'm just looking for buy. No, I want to see something on 4 hour. Okay, so looking at 4 hour here, we have this level here, which could act as liquidity. All right, and we have this other block here. We have this other block here, which hasn't been tested yet. Remember how I started the video, okay? This hasn't been tested. We have this liquidity, which means price can still come down here and react to this. So we don't know which one price want to react to. Or better still, we can just take off all this. We can take them all off and wait for price to come back to the other block. But sometimes price wouldn't come back to the other block immediately. Maybe it wants to print another candle. It wants to print another bullish candle before it come back to it later. We don't know when exactly price will come. Just like this candle here, I was waiting for this. I was waiting for price to come back to this, but it didn't. And we had the buy, but I still caught the buy. I still caught the buy. How did I catch the buy? I saw a continuation, and I took the buy off the continuation. So we can actually do that same thing on a weekly. I'm going to explain to you and show you, which I've done so many times, but I'm still going to show you. So getting into the week, you just want to focus on the 4 hour, all right? Use that 4 hour to get to know when that candle is about to expand. Maybe price will open up and it will start expanding, then we'll have to look for continuation. But if it pull back, then we'll look for the reversal, all right? The reversal is the easier one to actually even catch. No, it's the actual easier one to catch because you're going to see the reversal, price will reverse, right? The continuation, you'll be doubting if that fair value gap or other block is going to hold, but you just have to trust it because you know you're bullish. The worst thing that will happen is you losing a couple of pips. When you lose a couple of pips, then that means price is about to go and reverse. All right? Then when it go reverse, then you can recover everything. All right? Don't need to be scared of this market. Don't need to be scared of losing. Okay? If you're scared of losing, you're going to lose really big. That's one thing for sure. So now we have these targets, these two targets here, one up here and one down here. That's the target. Because this is not saying anything yet. This price could, I can see this, not that I can see it. I can see this on the 4 hour, but it's nothing on the weekly. Remember, we're doing weekly analysis. So if this pushes price down here, we just have to be careful. All right, we just have to be careful and see what is going on. Okay, so yeah. So now, I think that is it. That is it. We just have to take it one step at a time. Then when the monthly candle closes, right? Then we'll see how it closes. Then with that, then we can frame more higher, longer, very long-term trade. Okay. So one thing again that I want to tell you guys is that, right? I know most of you, some of you might have been struggling with your trading. It's normal. You understand? Struggling with your trading. But one thing I will tell you that you need to get yourself a mentor. That's a shortcut. I'm not saying you should go buy a course. I'm not asking you to go buy a course that you will watch. All those courses that you want to go buy that you can watch, I can upload them here for free and you watch them for free. All right? But that's not the thing. You need a mentor whereby watching a course, it's one thing. Then getting a mentor, it's another thing. All right? I don't want to confuse you there. All right? I don't want to because some of you spend a lot of money buying courses, but you forget that you need a mentor to put you through on those courses. You understand? You need a mentor to guide you. Well, there's just so many advantages when you get yourself a mentor. I'm not saying you must get me as a mentor or you must get just choose who you like the way they trade, you know, and you go with them and you will print. Man, I don't want to do much of it. I'm not good with convincing people. I'm just good with showing you what can help you out. All right, I'm not good with convincing people because I know what I can give. I know what I can provide. You understand? You can ask my students if you know any of them, then you will see. All right. So guys, I think this is it for the week. This thing keep popping up. I'm no longer subscribing to Telegram. Sorry, I said Telegram. To what are they called again, self? To TradingView. I've been subscribing to them for over years now. I'm done subscribing with them. So this thing can pop up 1 million times. I don't even care anymore. So yeah, guys, this is what we're gonna have for the week. Then, if this what I said if it fails, because it's likely also going to fail. If it fail, then you will know from 4 hour. 4 hour order flow will turn bearish and remain bearish. Remember, we're at a 4 hour key level here also. So it depends on how price keep reacting here. You can see we closed inside of it. That's showing momentum also. All right. And before price will reverse, bro, it's going to create a fair value gap. I'm giving you some secrets here, some hot secrets. Before price will reverse, right? It will create a fair value gap up here. You still have space to create a fair value gap before it's reverse. Price doesn't just reverse without creating a fair value gap. Go do your back test. Go do your back test. Go do your research on what I'm mentioning. To create a fair value gap, disrespect that fair value gap, then reverse. Okay? It doesn't just create this and just reverse. No, it can reverse like this. But if it happens, it is what it is. Sometimes this price will do what you don't expect. Besides, there's one fair value gap here. Okay? So, all right, guys. I wish you a great week ahead. All right? If you guys have any question based on what I've explained, you can pop that on the comment section, and in the next class I will talk about it. All right, I will talk about it. Or you can join my free Telegram group where I do updates when things change. Because when this happened, I updated it there, and as we kept going, I kept on marking out the levels and sharing it there also. All right, so you can join that, or you can